Qualitative coding is the process of indexing, categorizing, and labeling qualitative data. The goal of the process is to interpret the data in relation to some research question. Although the use of AI assistance in data annotation has made significant progress, qualitative coding has unique characteristics that make effective human-AI collaboration difficult. Not only is qualitative coding a laborious and time-consuming task, it also requires dynamic and creative inputs from researchers. To address these challenges, we present PaTAT, an AI-enabled tool that uses an interactive program synthesis approach to learn flexible and expressive patterns of user-annotated codes in real time. Let's start with an example scenario. Suppose that Alan wants to conduct a thematic analysis to understand the different themes in user opinions of local businesses. To do so, he plans to perform qualitative coding on a set of customer reviews of local businesses on Yelp, a popular review site. To start with, he loads the reviews into PaTAT. Alan can start working through the list by analyzing each item, coming up with new codes, if applicable, and assigning one or more codes to each item. As Alan creates more codes and makes more annotations, a program synthesizer learns interpretable patterns that describe these codes and predict items that can be coded with them. For each prediction, Alan can see an explanation through the highlights of matched patterns and can hover on them to view a list of all patterns that match the item. When Alan clicks on a pattern, he can see a list of all the items that this particular pattern matches. The panel also displays the performance statistics of the current model, precision, recall, and F1 score, to fit the already labeled data as a reference. The goal of PaTAT is to allow the user to understand and provide direct input to what the model has learned. If Alan does not agree with a code recommendation by the system, he can reject it, and the model will retrain to learn from Alan's feedback. Alan may also review the list of synthesized patterns to gain a direct understanding of what the system has learned. If he disagrees with a pattern, for example the pattern describes a feature that is clearly irrelevant to the current theme, he can reject it. Lastly, a common challenge in interactive machine learning is dealing with correct predictions for the wrong reason, due to the lack of transparency in model predictions. Using PaTAT, Alan can identify such instances by looking for incorrect highlights on some parts of the document that are not relevant to the code. Then he can fix it by selecting the correct parts instead, boosting the learning of the model by allowing the model to learn not only from the ground truth labels provided by the user, but also the reason why a user selected a particular label. A benefit of using human interpretable patterns is that Alan can split a code by patterns instead of relabeling all individual items. Patterns for a theme often naturally represent different semantic clusters within a theme, facilitating the discovery of code revision opportunities. After the merge, split, or revision of codes, the model will automatically retrain to reflect new changes. An important goal for Alan is to understand the characteristics and trends of the data himself, so that he can gain insights from the data and form theories, which are important objectives of qualitative coding in thematic analysis. To facilitate this, Alan can use the grouping mechanisms to group similar items or re-rank the list based on different strategies. These strategies enable Alan to better discover trends, clusters, and outliers in the data. Lastly, the different colors on the scroll bar indicate the labels predicted by the model and the confidence level of each prediction, allowing Alan to see a visualized distribution of codes and themes to learn data trends. In a user study with 8 qualitative researchers, our participants found our system useful, usable, and effective in facilitating their understanding of the data and subsequently identifying themes and forming theories about the data. The result suggests that our system provides a platform for knowledge discovery at the cost of some users' mental attention and a reduced sense of perceived user control compared with a baseline system without AI assistance. However, compared with a system with a black box BERT model, PaTAT better facilitates the user's ability to validate and repair the model when necessary. In conclusion, we present the following contributions. Design implications for human-AI collaboration in working with ambiguities and uncertainties, coordinating model learning and human learning, and supporting the user understanding of model status and rationales. PaTAT, a human-AI collaborative tool that uses an interactive program synthesis approach to learn flexible and expressive patterns of user-annotated codes. A within-subject study with 8 qualitative researchers showing PaTAT's usefulness in providing qualitative coding assistance and effectiveness in facilitating the human learning of data.